Yeah, kept for recording. I hope it's gonna record actually. Let me see this one. Okay. Okay, yeah, sure. Sure, definitely. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry guys. So I just got a call. So let's continue this session. So please save the screen. Okay, please capture this one once you get all your settings and everything. Now this is the hand tool which you can find it in the bottom corner next to the search button. Okay, there's a tool that gives you access to rotate your artboard, however, whichever the position you want. When you're accessing with your laptop, you might not comfortable that how you can rotate or how you can access or something like that. So, okay, so you can move your drawing art book, whichever the position you want, and you can get back to your brush tool and you can start drawing. And one more thing, guys. So, guys, whoever using a tabs or surface book like me. So this is the gloves. You can see, you can find it in the Amazon. It's a drawing gloves. Usually it helps to not to detect this area when you're drawing it. Okay, it only has these two fingers gonna be covered. Okay, this help to cover this part. So when you put on your screen, it won't detect this area. Okay, this is the gloves. You can find it in the Amazon. Any gloves is fine. If you want to get a fine quality one, you can get it, or even if you want to get a cheaper one, you can get it. This is a drawing gloves. You can simply search as a drawing gloves. Okay, that's what you watching in my hand. Okay, so now let's get into the session. And once you have your brush tool, okay, then let's start drawing them. Okay, don't draw a single line like that. Okay, give a break, zoom if you want as much as you want. Okay, so for me, I always zoom as close as possible. That makes me more comfortable until I can see the strokes a little bit better. Then slowly I start sketching them. uh, draw like a flow. Okay, I slowly start sketching them like this. You can see how I'm sketching it. That's how I sketch them. Okay, I take my time here. I don't rush them. Okay, that's very important. When you're drawing a line, don't draw a single line like this. Okay, I know you're very confident. You can draw. I can understand that, but drawing never works like that. Maybe for particular lines you can draw as such a kind of like a fine straight line, but it won't work. Okay, because outlines are very important. Okay, don't take it light. Okay, I might gonna color them. Why I want these outlines? Why I want a fine, detailed, clean outlines? No, it's not about that. It's kind of gives you a proportion understanding of a figure or a diagram what you're drawing. That's why it's very important to draw them clean and neat. Okay, spend your time. So if you guys want to practice this session like this, to make it a strong confident contour lines, daily take a 10 minutes of your time, take a book and simply draw the same line over and over and over in all the directions like this. Okay, across in straight the same line from top to bottom and bottom to top like this. Okay, every day practice this session from this crosswise and reverse cross like this. Okay, practice this session every day. That makes your drawing better. uh, Habituate this one. Once you are completely understand over and over, even 20 times or 30 times or 100 times, then you are good enough to draw any kind of a contour lines. Okay, so practice the session every day, until you master them. Okay, once let's finish this sketch. If anything is not so clean, I'll keep it for the last cleaning section once I'm done my sketch drawing. Okay, I have my head. Let's continue this session with the rest of the body part. I keep my ears. So if I'm drawing in future, like if I'm drawing my facial details or anything, that gives me proportional understanding. So even I keep my eraser also the same setting. Opacity 60, the flow 40 or 46, that's fine. But the same settings as my brush tool, which I'm using for drawing. Even for my eraser also I use the same settings, okay? That gives me control on your strokes, okay? Once your strokes are controlled, then you can draw anything very easy and nice. Now you can see the facial. Now you can see the head, how clean it is. Understand me? Take your time. Again, when you're drawing these basic things, at least coloring part, you can do it really quick and fast. Okay, but when you're drawing these basic things, it's very important. And without proper croquis, obviously, your drawing looks very terrible. Okay, so you need a proper croquis, like in a human figure. Proportions are very much important. If you guys listen this video, you can heard about the proportions many times. That means you need to understand how much importance is the how much important is the proportions means in this fashion illustration class. Okay, so keep that proportions in your mind. Always try to keep it accurate in the shape. Okay, so now let's finish this one. I'll finish this area. Sorry, I'm using so I'm not showing you here how to draw the human croquis because that's you guys gonna learn it in your basic drawing session. I'm just here showing you how to trace the croquis. That's it. Okay. If you guys want to draw your own croquis, please practice your from your textbook or from your hand drawing illustration class. You can see my consistency of line drawing, how I am flowing that line. If any lines are unclear, I'll keep it for the last. So I'll clean it. So let's finish the outlines first. I'll clean them later, but initially first I'll try to get the outline of it. Yes, can someone remove that green line, the screen? It might be simple for you guys. You might think like, a tracing, I can do it. No, it's not about like, tracing. It's about like even the tracing also, you need to follow the principles. That is very important to get a better drawing. So that's why I was like, showing you, even it's a tracing also, you can see I'm sketching it, not drawing the line. So you might feel that, okay, how silly it is. I can trace myself. I can trace the drawing. I can understand that you guys can do the job, but it's not about that. It's about the technique, what you guys need to practice in your day-to-day life if you want to be a really good drawing. Now you're just tracing. Sometimes you need to draw them, right? So okay. Now my crook is ready. Let's also draw the collarbone. That makes your when you're drawing something on top, it gives you a nice understanding about like the muscles over there, and the when drawing a depths or details or something. You can understand like what kind of a blending you can go there. Yes, someone trying to indicate me something. Guys, can you remove that green color uh, pen marks? It's kind of annoying actually. So once you guys done this one, okay, I have my croquis. I draw my croquis. Now what I'm gonna do here? There is a question, right? So here now you can hide your the paper what you draw here. Simply click on this eyeball. Okay, can see in this layer session where you logged your Burgo croquis, right? I simply hide my croquis. I just remove it. I don't delete them. I always keep the croquis base. So it gives me a correction if I had done anything wrong or something. I simply click on my eyeball to hide that croquis. Okay. Now you can see this layer one. That's my croquis which I draw, which I traced it from this Burgo textbook. You guys understand me? Okay, I simply hide this one, and once I have my layer 1, now double click on this layer and name the layer every time. Okay, so for example, croquis. Okay, so name the layer every time so you won't get confused. Okay, once you create, because sometimes you might end up like so many layers, like few drawings, few fashion illustrations, like which I done in my past, like sometimes I end up like drawing in 25 layers. Okay, layers are very important. Don't draw in a single layer. That's a really bad idea and really bad habit. The reason I will explain you, because why we need so many layers. Okay, in the Photoshop, it's not like like of course in the hand drawing. For example, if you're drawing in a book, you're gonna draw in the paper. It's a single layer. If you've done any mistake, you need to erase that part and you need to draw from the basic, right? For example, you done some mistake in this area over here. Okay, in this area you done some mistake. For example, in this area you made some mistake over there, and erase that area, and you need to redraw the skin, you need to redraw the dress, you need to redraw everything. In the hand drawing, of course, you have no option to avoid this kind of a problems, but in the digital platform you have a solution for this one. So this is my croquis layer. Okay, and the next layer is going to be my dress, for example. Okay, just for an example, let's make it as a dress. Okay, or if it's a top or something, whatever. Okay, so here I'll keep it as a single dress. So that is my dress layer. If I done anything mistake in the dress layer, I can simply go to the dress layer. I can work on that layer itself. I no need to work on my croquis layer or any other kind of a details. You understand me? So because of these like problem, this is the best solution, like avoid this kind of a mistakes what you've done in your fashion illustration. Okay, so always work on your layers, so don't hesitate to create a new layers. Sometimes you might end up with 50 layers also. I done the same thing. Okay, but never ever draw in a single layer. Keep that in your mind. Okay, and name the layers also. That gives you very much understanding when you go in a specific layer and rework on those layers. Okay, everyone got my point, right? Okay, so now you have your croquis, and like what I do usually at this stage, basically I'll zoom my croquis and I'll check my corrections. Okay, anywhere if I need to do anything, I'll take my eraser. I'll keep my eraser the same thing as my brush tool, like opacity on 60. I'll keep my settings on the same one next to the opacity. To keep the setting on, and flow I'll keep it as low as possible. Like right now it's 46. I'll try to make it like little lesser, 34. Okay, so I'll keep my flow and I keep my smoothing 0 at the same time. And you see this one, erase to history. There next to that erase to history, there is an option, 2 circles and a pencil. I'll keep that option on. That's a pressure sensitivity for your pen tool, like your drawing tab. Okay, when you draw something, so like you need to keep this thing on. So I will show you, I'll create a new layer and I'll show you the things, like let me make it in a bigger brush so you can see the strokes in the screen. Okay, I'll keep my stroke size in 10. Okay, so you see my pressure sensitivity and how it's gonna work. Okay, so let me zoom out and let me show you guys clearly. Okay, so if I draw something slowly, it's so light gray color, right? I didn't put my pressure in the screen or my pen. Okay, I just drawing, simply a drawing it. See, when I put my pressure, if I release my pressure, again you can see the line become lighter. See, to get this kind of an axis, these are the settings that you need to keep it on all the time. The reason why, so when you draw something, it depends upon your shading values, right? That's how you're gonna get your pigment out of your pencil. right? So for example, take a book and take a pencil, draw with a lighter pressure, you'll get the light kind of a lines. When you put more pressure, you'll get darker lines, right? How are we going to use these things when you're drawing? Means when you're drawing a stroke or something, you're going to use the same values. How much darker I want, you put more pressure when you're drawing a line. How much lighter you want, you put less pressure on the pencil, draw the line, right? That is the reason, like, it's very important, like, to use these settings to draw such kind of a details and, like, accuracy when you're sketching something. It brings your pencil in your physical pencil format into your digital format. These are the settings that will help. Sorry, one second. Accidentally remove the cropping. So this is the thing that these are the settings will help you to create such kind of things. Okay. Even in the eraser also, I'll keep the same settings. And now I'm gonna clean the session, and wherever the spots and, like, things that I don't like. See this double lines. I don't like it, so I'll keep it clean. I like it to put it in a single line. You can understand, like, why I'm so like, specified on these areas, because that gives me control on my drawing basically. So kind of like, some people are lazy to draw such kind of a details or something. So if you don't have a such kind of, like, patience over here, obviously can't draw a better illustration. You're gonna kills your illustration. So that's why I'll try to keep it as patient as possible, and I'll try to make my lines cleaner and neat. And my drawing is also, it should represent you basically. When you go for a party, of course you don't go like a regular like, pajamas, right? Don't just get out from the bed and wearing the pajamas and you don't go to the party, right? Obviously you're gonna take your self, take some time, get shower, and, like, wear some nice dress, and you get ready for the party, and you want to appear the best in the party, right? The same thing as your illustration also. You need to treat your illustration as you only. So that's why I try to keep it clean and neat. And wherever the strokes I don't want, wherever the strokes I have double lines, I'll try to keep it erased, and I'll try to make it, like, looks neat. And illustration need a patience. So if you guys can't be a patient, so I hopefully, like, you guys can be more patient when you do something, so you don't get rushed yourself. So this is the thing. I'll do it in the back end for the cleaning section. Okay. So I'll clean that session later for the next class. Now let's discuss about the dress. Okay. Now here you have your croquis. Now how to draw a dress on this one? That's very important. Understanding the physical property of the fabric is also very important when you're drawing an illustration. It's not something you're drawing a dress on top of this croquis, guys. Okay. You need to understand the garment itself. Every garment has its own kind of a physical properties. If you don't understand such kind of a physical properties, obviously you can't draw the dress. Okay. So for example, cotton lies on the body a different way, like, knitted, for example, the t-shirts what you guys are wearing, so it reacts a different way on your body. And for example, if you're wearing a chiffon, or if you're wearing a silk fabric, that has a different kind of a flowiness on your body. So it depends how it's going to work. That's how you're going to draw your folds on the dress also. Okay. For example, the t-shirt which I'm wearing now, you can see the folds over here. Okay. This represents, this is a thin knitwear, kind of like, breathable fabric, kind of like looks like a polyester, but not a polyester, it's a knitwear. So it gives you that, you see how it's working on my body. Okay, how it's creating a layers and structure and proportion. You can see the line and how the fabrics are working on my body. That is the thing you need to understand when you're drawing something. Okay, observe the dresses, like, look into the fashion shows or model posing for photo shoot. Look into the model, see how the dress is flowing on the body, how the garment is falling, like, on the floor. Everything you need to observe that. Without this kind of a clean observation, you can't draw a proper dress on the human body. Okay. So let's draw like, a simple dress. Just for example, let's make it a little quicker and faster. We can clean that one later for the next session. I think time is also running out. So now let's take, if I'm drawing my blouse as per the proportion, obviously the garment has more folds on this area. Okay, this session you can see I'm drawing a rougher lines. You can see, so this area, if it's my trouser starts, you can see here my garment lies more folds, and here it's more like a free fall. Okay, if it's a skin fit, obviously it follows your body. Okay, if it's a loose, obviously it will be little more free fall over here in the bottom. Okay? Work on my lines again, but first I'll try to get my shape first, and after that I'll work on the details and folds more later. First I'll try to understand the proportion. So this is the neck, so obviously it should be follows this line. Okay, so that's where you need to understand how this V neck gonna works and how this V shape gonna works also. Okay, so if my line is following this direction, so this is my, that's why I draw this collarbone here to understand where the V gonna goes. So for example, this is the V and this is the line of proportion geometry, that is the geometric proportion for that. That's where the V gonna end. So create the shape over here, and I create my shape over here first. It's okay first initially you can draw, like rough, you can clean them later. That's the advantage with a digital illustration. You can clean any time whichever the areas you want, wherever the first you want. So this is what the basic a t-shirt, what you can say, and of course here you're going to have the folds over here because it's an interpretation of your armhole and the chest area. And here it's going to be a line of fold like this, the fabric, because it's a free fall but still you have a chest, so because of that the fabric gonna works like this. Okay, and here it's going to be your armhole, so it's going to be a little folds over here, so that represent that folds.